Welcome to Archangel Revelations and Prophecies 444. This will be a spectacular angel card reading. Why am I saying that when I'm just getting started? So I definitely want to give you some background on why I'm saying that. It's a great time for people who are looking for angelic help, help of spirit, help of the stars, help of astrology, help of the angels. If I didn't say the angels, this is a great time as we are coming to the end of 2018. But great things is coming. She's asking a lot about a Gemini in this reading that you're about to hear. And we just had a Gemini moon. You can't beat astrology. I mean, you like everybody that's anybody on this planet that knows the history of the planet. You best believe they're working with astrology and things like that. They may act like they're not, but they are. Even Ronald Reagan was known to do that. I'm sure a lot of other people do too. Most of the presidents do know about ancient Egyptology and the connection to the United States of America. So I'm sure they know about astrology too. So the only people acting like they don't know about astrology and the cards and all that are just people who are either faking it and they just don't want you to know their power, or people that just really don't have no type of studying, or not really not thinking people. Because a lot of people, especially in our country, are dumbed down. And they enjoy doing that. So this ministry deals with it. And the reason why it's a spectacular read is because the person requesting, she does really good with all this information. She's a very smart woman. And when she came to me, it was kind of funny because a lot of people just, which I think I've improved a lot. But I mean, I was hurt too. I'm going through the whole twin flame thing. I'm in pain. But I got a gift that I'm helping people. So I feel like we're all healing. So I can work with people. We're all healing. So I think it's kind of unfair to think, oh, I could dump all my stuff your way, but you can't dump none of yours my way. So a lot of people are like that. So I was still healing it, early in whatever. But I always had a good intention. Always did the best I could. But I'm healing too. That's just life. So I know I was getting to the point that I was trying to be a little bit less Jerseyan with my readings. And I had one reading that she had requested, and I had one reading. I kind of remember that day, it was with the Natal Chart too. And it was kind of funny, but it wasn't me that time. See, a lot of times, just because they hear my voice, I catch a lot of flack. But a lot of stuff I'm saying is actually coming from the professionals. I'm just like rereading what they said. But, they hear my voice, so they get mad at me. And so that was one of those type of readings. And they just felt like maybe she was looking to give Taurus in the mouth at that time. That's how they felt. So I was kind of like, reading what they were saying and stuff like that. So I didn't know what was going to happen because I'm so used to people like, oh, yeah. Because they want you to either talk to them like a baby, which I think that's really sad. If you're a grown adult, you should want somebody to talk to you like an adult. Or they want you to give them bubblegum astrology. Oh, love, finances. Oh, Venus in the 7th house. Oh, I mean, if it's there, I'm all for it. But it may take a little work sometimes. It may take a little patience. I'm going to tell you what's ever there. So they don't want to hear that. They'd rather be lied to than to have somebody tell them the truth. And that's not going to help you in the long run. So I didn't know what she was going to do after that reading. I was like, I don't know about that one. But they were basically implying, like, maybe she's looking to get force in the mouth. So then she took the reading and she accepted it, was thankful for it, and she continued with the readings. And she's still reading to this day. And she even asked some other psychic about me, and they were like, oh, he's like a master teacher or something they said about me, which is very, I very appreciated that. But I'm going to do what I'm going to do regardless. I mean, people that know me have seen my numbers go down extremely low, but I don't change my formula or I know it's the truth. And I fully believe. Then another time, and I only did it for her because I wouldn't have did it for somebody else. We didn't have anything. We didn't have the month, day, or year. Now I can do it. Don't believe me. I trust my angels. But here's the deal: other people ain't going for that, because if for any reason something doesn't come up right, they're going to be upset, mad, and they're going to imply I don't know what I'm doing. No, but that's a lot to ask. And I'm not saying it can't be done, because I know it's a lot of people that can do it, especially people that are really, really good. There's probably tarot cards out there, tarot card users that are really, really good. The one she calls herself Tarot, she has like Tarot Wikipedia, and she's out here on YouTube too, because she does stuff like that. Like people that are really, really good with the tarot cards could probably do it, but everybody can't do it. You understand? And I could kind of do it, but it takes a lot of times. Because in that reading, you'll hear me constantly asking the angels for clarification. And I kept doing it. But I wouldn't have did that. I only did that for her. I wouldn't have did that for nobody else. And then I did it. And somehow they came up with the Gemini. Now, this was long before the Gemini moon. And then she recently told me that pretty much the guy is a Gemini. So we always thank the Archangels. And I did petition the Archangels. Thank them very much. Now, here's the situation. Because if you ever have a card reader, and while they're shuffling or whatever happens, if cards fall out and they don't address it, then I'm strongly going to advise you to try to find another reader. Because the reader's never in control. See, I know I'm never in control. This is all about these archangels. So I try to stick as close to spirit as possible. And you can always ask for a clarity. Because I saw one female right when she was getting ready to end one of her readings, because she does a lot of readings, that's how she makes her money. Nothing wrong with that. But right as she got to the end, and this is how the universe works, a lot of cards fell out. At least 10 cards fell to the floor. So instead of her trying to address the situation, she kind of still ended the video, because she's trying to get that video done so she can get to another video, because that's how she gets paid. But to me, it's not just about money. It's about respecting spirit, respecting the archangels, and respecting these people. Even the ones that don't appreciate it, you still got to respect them. Because hopefully they'll grow up a little bit. Because your whole chart, your whole natal chart, which a lot of people don't even think they need, your whole natal chart is to help you show why you're here, to help you get through any past life woes as well as present life woes, and to help you. Like, to be totally honest with you, so a lot of weird stuff's going on with me. I actually work with my soulmate. She's all on my natal chart. In fact, I couldn't understand my natal chart until she came into my life. She's like the key to my natal chart. And we have not had any real in-depth conversations yet. And then for some reason, I got taken away from the job on sick leave, trying to go back. But it's weird. But still, she's still in all the readings and everything like that. But that's very weird. But that's how the universe works. So it takes a lot of patience and trust, because it's human nature to say, why is this happening? Or question God, or question the universe, question the angels, or try to make it work. And a lot of times when we try to make it work, we do more damage than letting the universe do its job and letting the archangels do its job. So now, I was talking about these cards that fell out. Actually, 2 cards fell out first. Both are still upside down. I don't know what they are. And then 3 came out when I was shuffling. The 2 fell out as soon as I opened up the box, which is a little weird. But you have to understand the setup is different. I'm actually operating downstairs as far as the reading is concerned, and then up here at the desk where you got to do everything in this room. But this time I'm not, because it's just different. I got a lot of stuff going on with sick leave. A lot of stuff is moved out of the way, so that's how we're going to do it. So what we're going to do first is deal with the 2 cards that fell over. And remember, no question has been asked yet, but basically this reading has to do with 3 people total. 2 people in her life, and she wants to know who knows what. And whenever I do, see, she's smart. She got the whole year of 2018. She's also working on 2019. So that's how it's called consistency. And when I'm trying to help anybody, I want to see everybody succeed. I'm not a hater, but nobody's gonna do your natal chart better than me. I don't care. I don't care what's going on. I mean, they gotta really be, because I'm doing the twin souls. A lot of people don't do your twin soul. Doing soulmates, it's all on your natal chart. See, a lot of people they might do natal charts, but they're a little psychic too, so they're kind of mixing it in here and there. But the bottom line is, as far as anybody doing the natal, nobody's doing that better than me. Now, when it comes to twin flames, twin souls, and stuff like that, you want a consistency. You want that natal chart as your foundation, because every other reading you get is going back to your natal chart. And see, it's always going to be as above, so below. That's a universal law. So whenever I get the most recent transit chart, I can always get your natal chart and tell you what's going on in your life. Because it's as above, so below. In other words, whatever goes on above us is always going to happen down below. And for people that follow me on my other channel and stuff like that, I show you etymology. I show you how everything's arranged by words and all that, names. And that's why they were trying to show you in the movie The Matrix. They tried to show you all that. But like I said, most people just don't care about all that. They just want to know, oh, does he love me? Doesn't he love me? What about this job? What about that? They really don't care, which is why they don't go deeper. But as far as for you to get a solid foundation on your life, your natal chart should be the foundation that done by somebody like me who knows what they're doing, who also knows about twin flames and twin souls. Because like I said, believe me, my soulmate has been a big help to me, metaphysically healing and everything, even though she and I really have not got past the initial stages. But what me and her have is mutual respect for each other. It's kind of weird. Nothing like my twin flame, who I met 2014 and 2016, because it was just a weird ass, extremely hate love relation. Like extremely hate, but there was love there, but extremely hate. And she was just, I think she just had a lot of karma to beat me down with stuff I probably did to her in a previous life. So at that particular time, we couldn't get past it. All right, just give me some. I got a lot of things open I want to close, so it won't be so distracting. So give me one moment. I just saw Jon Stewart interview Stephen Colbert. I know that was a funny interview because those two go way back. All right. Give me a moment. What I'm doing is getting my word pad ready. Oh yeah, so we got to find out about what's going on with these three people, and there were some hints during these readings of possible violence, so we want to look more into that. Yeah, maybe I'll do it that way. Let me get out of here. Alright, so I'm gonna close this for a minute and change this title. So yeah, I feel really good. I think it'd be a better year or whatever coming. Just how I feel. I could be wrong. I just got a good feeling. All right, so now, all right. So first off, 2 cards fell as soon as the box was opened. All right. First card, one fella, and it just turned over by itself. Gemini, that Kyle. I can't make this up. You know, and I love what I do because, like, you would think I'm faking this, but if you've ever followed me, I do this. Like, it's not me. I'm saying but this is the angels. Because this card just turned over by its freaking self. Like, all I touched it. It's almost like he's like, shut up already. I want to talk. Like, I just touched the card and flipped over. Like, shut up so we can talk. It's freaking crazy. Because it's all about Gemini right now. See, I don't care what y'all say. Like, let me do this real quick. Because I still know we're still in the Gemini full moon power. I don't give a freak what nobody else is talking about. But I just understand astrology is life. Life is astrology. It's not technical. Most people think that's why I say everybody can't do this. Like you can go to somebody and feel a certain way, but you want to deal with the best. You want to deal with people like these are my family. You understand? It's not just a read. It's like family. Like Gabriel's like my uncle. Razel's like an old elder. You know, these are people I really know. Jofio's a comedian. She's so quiet, but she's like the funniest. She's just a comedian. So you want somebody that really knows this stuff. So there's something going on with the Gemini, because he flipped over by himself. That was so funny. All right, so give me a moment. And remember what I said, it was weird that they fell out the box like that. And see, I make sure my cards are not upside down. So when you get a upside down card, I know some readers that say, okay, if the card's upside down, I'm not going to read it that way. But you don't work with those people. How dare you tell spirit? How dare you? You're being blessed with this gift and you're benefiting from the gift. And then you're going to tell them. Oh, give me a... All right, because what I'm trying to do is I'm going to the black chart to find out where they're saying Gemini, where the moon is right now. It's after 10 p.m. Wednesday night. I think the date is November 26th. All right, so the moon's not even out here. Where's the moon? What is that? Neptune with Mars? That's interesting. All right, so now let me find a white chart, the transit chart, and let's see what they're saying where. And it's taking a little while. For some reason, astral theme is acting up for some strange reason. I have no idea why. Okay, here we go. All right, so they're saying right now the moon is in Leo. All right. So now I'm gonna mess around with this black chart. They say 22, 22, 40. That's I see all those fours, 2, 2, 2, 2, and then 4, 0. So that numerology is for a reason as well. And remember, 22 is a twin flame number, and twin would be Gemini. And they're out there. They're right out there with the they're above the Gemini constellation is right above the Orion right now. 3 belts of Orion. Now if you know about Egyptology and the 3 belts of Orion, that's where Gemini is right now. As I'm speaking. And the Cancer constellation is following, which that's the nurturing, the mother of the family. All right, so what I'm trying to do is go backwards now and trying to pull Leo back. Because they're telling me the moon is in Leo, so let's see if that's what the black chart says. Still no sign of the moon, but also no sign of Leo. No sign of Virgo. Maybe I'm going the wrong way, but I'm still going to go backwards. I'm going backwards 2 more hours because some those constellations have to show up if I'm going the right way. If not, I got to go the other way. Come on, come on. Saturn, Pluto, Sagittarius. Alright. This is really interesting. I'm going to take it back 2 more hours to 4:22 p.m. today. Now it's got the sun out there. Where's Leo? Where's all those guys? Sorry, but this is necessary. So Mercury, Jupiter, and the Sun were all together with Antares in the Scorpio constellation. See, because she's asking me about Scorpio too. That's why I'm telling you this is necessary. And that was at 2:22 p.m. today. And there's Virgo, finally. So they're saying Virgo and all those guys was out there early today. Because I'm used to seeing those constellations at night. And the funny thing is, usually when I see them at night, you know, shortly thereafter, I see Orion and Sirius, but for some reason they were implying that it took a much longer time, like way more than like it, to me. It appears to me, from my perspective, to be like maybe a 2 hour to 3 hour difference. But here it seems it took longer, but I could be wrong. But anyway, we're going to turn this all the way back because I really want to know what's going on with the Gemini constellation. So now we're going to 12 to the afternoon, around lunch break, 12:22 p.m. I see Virgo now, but still, okay, Leo's way up here. But I don't see no moon. That's some interesting stuff. Where's the moon? Creepy. Getting a little creepy. Any of you people see that guy on YouTube? He was like, hey, where's the moon? Now it's 10 a.m. Still Wednesday morning. And there's the moon. Near Leo, not necessarily in. Oh, now I get it. So that's kind of cool. So it's just one big circle. Because now you got Leo, you got the moon. And I did talk to my earthly mommy today, and I had to apologize. And I didn't want to. I'm sorry. I really didn't want to. But guess what? I kept seeing her birthday, like, all over, like 9/10. That's her birthday, 9/10. I keep saying it crazy. So I know that that's the universe saying apologize. I'm like, nah, I don't want to. And then I see my older sister, because she is like the big bully. Don't mess with her mother. So that's 9/22. These Virgos will drive you freaking crazy. So 9/10, 9/22. And then last night, when I got on this computer, it kind of like came on. And it went down by itself. Literally went off. And when it came back on, it came on exactly at 9:10. I said, oh, man, I really got to apologize. So I did talk to mommy, just like as I told you, as above, so below. You see the moon right there with, not in Leo, but in between Leo and Cancer. But that's the connection between the mother, Cancer, and the moon. And that's exactly what happened today. And then if you keep going to the right, where you see Cancer, you're going to see all that other stuff I was just talking about. The Gemini, because the Gemini constellation is over there too. And also at 12, and Venus is in Virgo, right next to Spica. And that's been there for a long time. That's why I don't go by the transit chart all the time. Because Venus really is in Spica. Because I see it in the morning. Like you get out there early in the morning, right before it gets light, you'll see the Spica right next to Venus. But yet they'll tell you Venus is somewhere else and stuff like that. And the sun, remember Mercury rules Gemini. Sun, Mercury, and one other place. In Jupiter. Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter are and Taurus. Or yeah, with Scorpio. And then Saturn's over there close to the Pluto constellation. All right, so but since we're talking about I'm going to try to get Gemini here because this is important, and I'm probably going to use this for the cover of the video. But I want to make sure I get Gemini. So now I'm going to go to 9:22 a.m. again. My sister's birthday, 9:22, and 40 seconds is the number 6, which is Venus's number, and that's all still Virgo. Still Virgo. This numerology is going to be funky. I love the universe because I remember I was joking around with people saying I'm funky on my other channel. And one day at my job, this female came in and she was dressed like Cyndi Lauper. And I said I liked the way she was dressed. I asked her, was she into music and stuff? So me and her started talking, and then I told her, I forget what I told her. I told her what I was listening to earlier that morning. And I was listening to, not only was I listening to Cheap Trick, but I went back to my Leo. My sun sign is a Leo. So I went from my moon sign, which is Capricorn, which I'm pretty serious, and I went back to my sun sign when it's Leo, singing to the radio and acting crazy. So she told me, she said, oh, you're funky. And I was kind of funky because that whole week I was going, I'm funky. And then she said it. So that's why I love the universe. This is why I love what I do. Everything is synchronicity. And the faster you learn that and you tap into it, you can't go wrong. All right. Give me a minute. I gotta hit this because I really want to see. You see him. You see Gemini. That's all I wanted you to see. Now, let me repeat it because it's going to be important. There will be a test. Now, I need everybody to listen up. As you can see, the Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter. You can't see Jupiter, but it's there. They're with Antares, which is in the Scorpius constellation. But remember, Mercury rules Gemini because she's asking me about Gemini and its connection to Scorpio. Well, now you're looking at it. Then you see Gemini right there with Cancer. And the moon is basically chilling between Leo and Cancer. Remember, the moon rules Cancer. It's all about the mother, the motherly energy. And then Venus is with Spica, with Virgo. But Virgo is a virgin. But Venus is love. And Spica usually means harvesting or financing. But so does Venus. So that's why I said if you really believe as above, so below, it's kind of like implying it's a perfect time for not. And I'm listening to a lot of readers on YouTube. They're saying the same thing. It's a great time for a home or family because that's what the moon and Cancer represent. But so does Virgo. The 4th house is Cancer, 6th house is Virgo. It's all about family and home. And then because Mercury is with the sun and all that, you got a lot of stuff going on with Gemini as well. Even though the moon was just in Gemini, according to what the astrologers are saying, but now the sun is in Mercury, but Mercury rules Gemini. So there is a lot of thinking going on with Gemini. There's a lot of communication going on. It may actually be verbal or it might be mental, but this is still going on in the universe. And when you're dealing with the powers of the universe, you're also dealing with telepathy because she also wants to know, well, how does he know? These things go on. And okay, when you deal with the moon, you're dealing with your dreams. And I saw Neptune. I don't know if Neptune was out there at this time. I think Neptune is out there right now tonight. Because this was at, let me do this again. This was at 9:22 and 40 seconds a.m. this morning. But you also see Taurus down there too. Because Taurus has been showing up on a lot of charts too. Alright, so I'm going to save this. Well, give me a moment. Because in order for me to save it correctly, I have to shorten this. Shorten it. I got to take it from 100%. I got to shrink the screen. That's what I'm trying to say. Otherwise, it's probably not going to let me do it. Nope. So we got to shrink the screen. Give me one moment. The reason why I did that, because as soon as that card popped out like that, I knew it was important for me to be accurate with what I'm saying. Because they're going to tell me a lot. I can already tell that. Alright, so we'll do this again. We're going to shrink this down. Now I'm going to turn it into a cover for this video. And I try to do it now so I don't forget. So Gemini is in the house, and as you can tell, he's ready to talk. Gemini's got something to say. That higher self, that energy wants to talk. And I just got finished telling you what's in the universe, so I hope you were listening. Because if you were listening, you will know why Gemini has a lot to say. And if you weren't listening, that's a great thing about the video. You can hit rewind and do it again. So I teach, like, she's going to do fine because she listens. People out here all emotional and stuff, and you mad at me. You got to learn how to be patient. Slow down. You understand? Learn how to listen and think. Stop letting this country dumb you down. That's how your decisions get better. You learn how to slow down. Like my soulmate, she was on some dumb down stuff, and she tried to play me out. Like, and if you're listening to any Leo readings, that's what you hear all the readers saying. Well, somebody tried to play Leo out, and he immediately showed them who's the king in the jungle. And I didn't do anything. I didn't do no mind games and nothing like that. I just walked away. Like, okay, if that's how you feel, I could care less. But she was on some, you don't have enough free space on your OneDrive. Click to get more storage so you can. Oh, I wonder why they were doing that. Okay, great. Now I got it. Give me 1 second. I just got to get some stuff out of here. Because I've been storing stuff on, I just stored it on my screensaver. I didn't know it went to OneDrive. I never gave them authority. They still do it, though. But that's what I said. Just be careful what you're doing on your computer, because everybody's got access to it, even though you might think you're the only one. That's definitely not a reality. Okay? They're really getting on my nerves. So let me get these readings out of here. What am I trying to do? Don't trust. Monday scope. Reading. Okay. Give me one moment. All right, everything looks good now. What is a Sunday reading? Come on. All right. Everything looks good now. Gemini. Compassion. Zachariah Gemini. Soften your heart with respect to the situation and all the... Remove. Yeah, you should never put them there in the first place. Soften your heart with respect to the situation and all the people involved, including yourself. So, the Gemini energy is saying that you need compassion, not just for the people involved, but for yourself as well. And that seems to be an important message, because that card flipped over out of my hand. I did not try to turn that card over, turn over as itself. All right. This card was upside down, which usually means the opposite of what it's supposed to mean. Uh-oh, the comedian. Libra. Clear your space, get rid of clutter, Clear the energy around you and use Feng Shui. That's Jophiel. But see, you gotta remember these cards came together. And usually when I see that, it's like when two cards come together, I know it's some type of relationship message or a twin flame message. So I already know it. It's in, I know. I love this guy. I love this guy. See, I don't remember the readings. I can't remember everything, but I do remember talking about this guy in the readings before. You know, that's why I tell people to take notes, because I do so many readings. There's no way I'm going to remember everything. But I remember this guy. He's funny. He's hilariously funny. Like, some people can be very quiet or whatever, but they're inside. They're freaking geniuses. They're very creative. Because see, my ascendant is Gemini, and I know how I am. Like, I'm a fucking lunatic. Like, I'm extremely funny. I was thinking about something today, and I'm only going to share it because I'm going to have to make my point, and it has to do with this guy. It really does. A long time ago, I used to hang out with guys, fast money makers, and we were in this bar, but the bar was like where I'm from is racist. Like, where I'm from, it's always been racist, but the drug game changed that. See, once people had drugs, and people wanted to see these guys because they wanted the drugs. So one time we was in this bar. It was really a racist bar, like a white racist bar, and we was in there, and but I was real quiet because I didn't trust nobody. And so the white guys were talking to one of the guys that knew me, and they were trying to get me to talk, but I wouldn't talk. So finally, the guy said something to me, and he said something about because at that time they were talking about Arabia and what they do to women and stuff, and he was saying how they make the women wear stuff over their face or something to cover their face up. Now I'm a comedian. Now this was like 2005, so I don't mean to offend anybody, but this was like a long time ago. But I said to the guy, I said, well, some women need to wear stuff over their face. That's all I said. And I never joked. I said it so serious. And the guy started laughing, and he said, hey, bring this guy with you. He said from now on, he said, when you come, bring this guy with you. So you got to understand the mentality. All these guys are involved in all kind of crazy stuff. You know, so he's wondering who I am and why am I so quiet, because he's not trying to get no problems, no tattletales, no none of that. He's not trying to do with none of that. So only by talking to me in that quick couple of seconds, what I said back to him determined that, oh no, he's okay. I like this guy. He's got a sick sense of humor. So that's the same energy I'm getting off this Gemini. So I'm going to tell you what he's trying to tell you. The upside down card is the Libra card, relationship, 7th house. He's telling you, I know about the other guy. So he's kind of like saying, hey, you know, here I am, like me, be compassionate with me. Hey, I'm right here. Because that's how the card came out of my hand. And the second card upside down is like, I know about the other guy. Clear it out. Clear your space. I love this guy. Oh, and I think last time I was reading him, I had a funny vibe off of him, if I remember. He's got like a sick sense of humor. And what you don't understand, so does Jophiel. Jophiel, she's real quiet, but she's got a funny sense of humor. She's hilariously funny. All right, then you had 3 other cards that came out by themselves. Well, I was shuffling. The first 2 came out just as soon as I opened the box. Hello from heaven is Azrael, Capricorn, rules the 10th house, and we're always talking about your 10th house. Hello from heaven, your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their hidden blessings. So loved ones in heaven are helping you out. Let go of worries and feel their hidden blessings. That's Azrael. Next card is Raphael. Remember, Zachiel, Gemini energy, Jophiel, Libra energy, Azrael, Capricorn energy. Raphael is Raphael, Haniel, and Michael. They deal with all 12 houses of the zodiac. Raphael is telling you to breathe, take several deep breaths, and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and release old patterns. Raphael also deals with healing. And then Uriel is planet Uranus, and Uranus rules Aquarius. He says, brilliant idea. Your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea to fruition. And again, a question has not been asked yet. But for whatever reason, Uranus is making itself known. And right now, planet Uranus, according to the white transit chart, planet Uranus is right by Aries and Taurus. But it's right at the 10th house. So you got to be careful of anything happening. Well, it's Aries and Sagittarius. That's the ninth house. But it's so close to 10th house. And remember, the 29 degrees is karmic, because right now that's really what it is, the 29 degrees. So I'm gonna put this in there. So you should be looking at 2 charts, and if I see the need, I will see if I have your chart available. But I may not see the need. I might just go put this. All right, give me a second. I just gotta do this. Because I think the Capricorn has always been a hot spot. And yeah, it's starting to come back. Because I believe your sun sign is in the 2nd house. Yeah, in Taurus. Because your chart is a perfect chart. Like, your 1st house really is Aries. Your 2nd house is, yeah. Because Uranus retrograde can mean shakeups and stuff like that. All right, give me a moment. I'm just trying to get my thought process together. Okay, did it happen? Did I take it? All right, this is what I was trying to do, I guess. All right. But like I said, anybody listening, this is why you make sure you get your readings done. And I'm still going to tell you, do it with somebody like me, because I know what I'm talking about. Like, I should be confident. Like, if you had somebody working on you, like a doctor, you wouldn't want somebody working on you that wasn't confident. He could kill you. He could cut you the wrong way. He could give you the wrong thing. Let me see. Okay, so space 11, 28, 18. sure we got this. All right, the two charts right there. What is it? Okay. Put this over here so it don't get confusing. And then I want your natal chart. Just give me a moment. Natal chart. All right. Just give me a moment. Trying to find one thing. I'm gonna do it again. I got it. Yep. Your sun sign Taurus. And it's funny because you were asking about Scorpio and your Uranus retrograde is in Scorpio too. See, a lot of shit happens in the universe that it's just deep. Like weird ass synchronicities. And see, as soon as you say karma, people think you're saying, oh, see, you this is gonna happen to you because you did this. But karma is not always that way. Karma is just karma. It's different. It's not always you did this, so this is gonna happen. Karma is just karma sometimes. So I will say what I see, but I'm just gonna wait till I get the reading. Yeah, let me do this. So y'all should be looking at 3 charts. One's gonna be black. That's the that's a transit chart too. Because that's really, to me, that's the one that shows really what's going on above. The other one is a transit chart that astrologers use, and then the other one is the person's natal chart. But just give me a moment, because what I'm doing, I'm putting it all together now. And that's one of them. Now get out of here. Second one, I want to thank Spirit for helping me. It's easy to bitch and complain about what's going on in your life, but I had a great life. I really did. I had a lot of fun with this. See, me, it has to be fun. The moment I have to like stop saying how I feel, it's not fun. Even that's why I love Jofiel so much. When I first met Jofiel, I thought she was so quiet. The reason why I heard her in a reading with Doreen Virtue, it was Jofiel, Raphael, and Michael. And Jofiel was there, but she never really. She was there like really supportive, but she never really spoke. But she's the one that's on the cover of Doreen Virtue's Angel Oracle card. So I was like, why is she so quiet? But she was right there with Michael and Raphael. So when I first got my card deck, I pulled all the cards out and introduced myself to every card and was talking to him. And then I told Jofi, I said, man, you're going to be really good friends. Because I thought she was quiet and she was shy. Then I found out, oh, no, she's nothing. She's not shy at all. She's a comedian, like, unbelievable. So that's just my life. The spiritual aspect and learning the mysteries of this world has been phenomenal. You can get caught up on the bullshit on this planet, but I love the stuff we do. And you gotta remember that. Because every now and then you gotta go through what they call a darkness of the soul. You can call it if you want to. And if you start to focus on that, you forget all the great stuff that's on this planet. Alright, so you're looking at the 3. Now give me a second. Now I want to make another folder and get rid of anything I'm not using, because this can get real confusing. And I hope that works. We'll see. All right. So what do we have so far? The Gemini energy is saying, "Hey, listen, you got to be more compassionate." And it's almost like he's kind of saying, learn to love yourself too. It's almost like Gemini energy is saying, maybe you do what you do because you don't really love yourself. So you've got to learn to love yourself and love, compassion, or love the people around you, or be considerate or compassionate than other people around you. And he lets you know that he knows with the Libra card upside down. I know you're trying to be in a relationship with somebody else or whatever. So when you see Libra, you go right to the 7th house. And Aquarius is there, and that's that Uranus energy. The card, the chart in the middle, right in the 7th house is Aquarius, but that's Uranus, and that's the card that came out that I told you about. But then Uranus is retrograde, which means anything could happen. And she asked me about Scorpio. On her chart is Uranus Scorpio, and that 10th house is the big house. It's always been on her chart. To me, if I remember correctly, her 10th house has always been a big house, and there's her Juno, which is a serious relationship. Just like her 2nd house is always there, and even her Juno has that aura, which means infidelity. And let me do that again. Her chart is over here to the right, still Taurus. But then when you look over here, remember when I said the space chart as above, so below? Remember I said that? Above right now in the 10th house, which has always been big. Her 10th house has always been big because of that Capricorn energy. But on the 10th house now got Taurus, her sign, but it's still showing infidelity. It's like telling her the gig's up. One way or another, gig's up. And this is why I do what I do. And this is why I want to say it over and over again. Deal with somebody like me because I know what I'm doing. All that hocus pocus, bubblegum astrology, you silly. You can't even see it. I never rip nobody off. Never. I'm just, where I'm from, we don't do stuff like that. But people can sit there and tell you anything. Oh, I see this. How do you see it? Oh, this is going to happen. Well, how do you know that? Any hardcore evidence? So, some of that stuff is true. Some of it isn't true. That's all I'm saying. And I think a lot of people get ripped off online. But that's because they're immature and they just want somebody to talk to them like they're a child and make a whole bunch of crazy ass promises. And they'd rather pay for that BS than to get the truth. All right, and then you're dealing with the medium coeli, which is your true north node aspect. So because you are dealing with Capricorn, there is karma coming. It is going to be karma, kind of like what was put out is brought back in. And even at Juno's at 23 degrees. And ironically, the medium Coeli in the middle is 17 degrees. And again, that 17 is a karmic number, karma. So this is going to be, and then when you see Uranus 29 at 29 degrees, that's karmic. The 29 degrees is always karmic. So karma definitely is out there. And then I don't want to mention it, but when you look on your black chart, if you notice Taurus is right at the bottom. Taurus is almost off. Is off the globe itself. Because I'm going to call this a globe because it's a circle. But if you notice way at the bottom, that's Taurus. And that was the first thing I noticed, but I just kept it to myself. But now, based on what I'm seeing, it's becoming more and more powerful. Now on your chart where Libra is, and that's the card that came upside down, your Libra has Pluto retrograde, but also the vertex. And that's the vertex is a significant event, a significant meeting, or a significant breakup. It could be a soulmate or a twin soul. But Pluto retrograde always means something is going to be taken away. Some type of shakeup. And again, like I said, you got to understand what I'm saying. Just because I say something is going to be taken away, that does not always mean something literally taken away. But let's just be honest. I met my soulmate really around June of 2018, May and June. We both knew who we were. We both already knew. But because of whatever the situation was, I'm sure it has something to do with my natal chart and my karma as well. But she just approached me in such a way that wouldn't make me be interested. Because I'm here. Everybody's telling me you're chosen one. I'm going, every reading is chosen one. The great Terry Nyson identified you as a chosen one on my natal chart. And I still know that she is. So I'm thinking she could say something way better than that. Like, why the hell would you say some stupid like shit like that when you just met me, when my whole life has been people judging me and lying on me, and I don't need to hear that from you. So I was like totally hurt more than anything. So I just closed up. But because of that separation or that shakeup, she and I never got past that yet. And we're only beginning to talk. And when we began to try to talk, that's when I got out on sick leave. Because on my natal chart, Pisces is in my 10th house. That's your career, your job. But Pisces is the feet. And that's what I'm having issues with. So all this stuff is as above, so below. You can't get past it. You could try. Some people are hard-headed. Or some people want bubblegum astrology. Just tell me about love and don't tell me about all that other stuff. So a shakeup doesn't have to mean somebody's gone totally. But a shakeup is going to be a shakeup. It could be something's found out. It could be anything. Anything. Somebody you're dealing with could have some financial problems or legal problems. Especially when you're dealing with Libra. Because that's the law. Like I said, we live in a crazy world. And it's strange sometimes. Because you might just be a female. And I'm going to use a female. It's just more known. But men can do it too. But you might just be a female. And you may have certain things you do with your life that you figure is nobody's business but yours. But somebody else might consider that prostitution. And try to arrest you for it. And like, how the hell, I don't want this in the news. I don't want people to know my business. Plus, it's not true anyway. So what, I go on different dates. So what if a guy gives me money? That's my business. But they may not feel that way. Like the law may not feel that way. So these are the type of shakeups you see when you're dealing with Libra or the law. Or a relationship can be outright breakup. And we already saw infidelity. Now remember, Venus, the number 6, Venus rules both Taurus and Libra. So you have to remember that. So wherever we saw Venus, and we said Venus was in Spica. Now remember, Spica is harvesting. Now that could be a good harvest. That's also like karma too. It's like if you plant really good and you reap what you sow. but you might not plant really good, and then you reap that. So Venus is also in a form of karma right now, because that's what is basically what I'm seeing. I didn't want to just say that because people say karma means you did bad, bad comes back to you. I like to try to see it on a chart if I'm going to mention that. Now, and it says Stardate online, stardate.org. Spica, the leading light of Virgo is close to the upper right of brilliant Venus as darkness falls this evening. They'll get even closer between now and Friday night. After that, Venus will move away from the star, adding separation each night. Such an encounter is possible because both Venus and Spica is near the ecliptic, which is in the sun. All right. 10 asteroids that conjunct the ascendant. And that's mychristianpsychic.com. She said, I don't really use the karma asteroid in the natal because I don't believe in past lives. Well, that doesn't mean it's not true. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm a Christian too. I definitely know there's past lives. Even Jesus said John the Baptist was Elijah. I mean, come on. That's in your Bible. So that's why I said, you got to watch who you go to. But I'm giving her confidence because she came a long way. Because I remember I used to crack on her because her prices were unbelievably high. And I'm sitting here broke as fuck trying to help people who don't give a fuck about me, generally speaking. But I still do it. I'm just a nice guy. But I look at her, she's got prices. I could fucking own 3 condos with the prices she's charging. So I used to crack on her all the time. But she did get way better. Like her information got way better. So I give her respect for that. But no, you got to use your karma. You can't tell astrology. Astrology is supposed to tell you. And there are past lives. You definitely better know your natal chart. And you better know karma. I'm getting my ass kicked for a lot of shit from my South Node, which is the past life. When I was a Capricornian and I was all about that business more than about family. So now when my True North Node, they threw me right back in family. Now it's all about family and all kind of crazy stuff. But only my family is beating the shit out of me. Probably because in the past life I was, if not literally beating them, which I probably was doing that too. But I didn't really care for them. It was always about career in the past life. So you can kind of see it on my natal chart. And when I saw my twin flame, the way she used to look at me like the innocent little girl inside of her, that was hurt. So you can't keep saying it's fake just because you don't believe it. I'm just looking at this for a little bit. So everybody was talking about Venus and Spica, even on YouTube. Now they say California psychics. I haven't dealt with them in a long time. Venus sacred dance. Venus rogue travel resembles her taking a sabbatical to give birth to new wisdom when she returns to Spica for a second visit in November. If you align with Venus energy, you may. So I want to read what they're saying. Come on, hurry up, people. All right, I hope I can get this way. Spica's beautiful too, cause she'll be up there shining by herself. Spica's real beautiful. A lot of these planets definitely be trying to communicate. All right. Venus Spica. Give me a second. I just give me a moment because they're writing this article, but they're really hailing Venus. But I just want to know about Venus and Spica. They say Venus can also wander into constellations outside our zodiac sign or ecliptic. So they say Venus and the moon hold many secrets that can serve us well in all our relationships. Now, I remember when I started this reading, I was like, where's the moon? Where's the moon? Now they're talking about it. Also, I haven't dealt with California psychics in a long time. When a long time ago, I used to deal with them a lot. So it's kind of ironic that I'm here tonight. So they're talking about Venus wondering, the moon wondering, and they hold secrets for our relationship. And this is kind of like what the theme of this whole reading is. So there was a time when Venus enjoyed a very sexy tango with Mars after our evening sunsets. And that's probably what I'm talking about when I couldn't get any answers from Venus because both Saturn and Mars were blocking her from my perspective. But then that's when the universe gave me Jupiter, and Jupiter helped me through my life while I couldn't come nowhere near Venus. And then that's also when I was having twin flame problems. And that's when I watched my twin go kind of like she is somewhat innocent, kind of, but whatever guy she's messing with definitely tore her out. You could just tell. So I said, if you felt passion around that time, these ancient lovers were speaking to you. On August 21st, Venus passed Mars and remained close to him. On September 2nd, the lovers reached the star Spica. It's funny how they said the lovers, the great gift to humanity from the goddess Virgo. They appear to be together in the presence of a great treasure for us all. A Libran born around October 18th would have a sun communing with Spica in the sky, a real blessing. Just after Venus and Mars visited Spica, Venus suddenly travels south away from Mars and away from their approach to the simple gaze. Libra scales Scorpio's claws in the sky. This is associated with the great myth of Jason and the Argonauts seeking the golden fleece. Venus journeyed instead into the rich underworld on the back of the great serpent Hydra. And it's funny because I'm talking a lot about serpents lately based on information God recently gave me. So I've been sharing that with people. Who carries Corvus, the crow, and Horus. Corvus, the Horus, represents the ancient wisdom of the elder goddess, the knowing of time, life, and death, or the experience of life and death. Her renegade journey brought her to the womb of the rebirth of the God gift to humanity. Venus' rogue travel resembles her taking a sabbatical to give birth to new wisdom when she returns to Spica for a second visit in November. And that's where she is now. If you align with Venus energy, you may find yourself on a similar journey. Later this year, Venus approaches his Spica. However, Mars has continued forward in the sky, passing through the treacherous scales of Libra symbol gaze, followed by Mercury and the Sun. Venus will pass through the Libra scales at year's end with greater knowledge and gifts. She will then remain in her secret garden, building a greater longing amongst humanity for her and longing by Mars himself. And it continues to talk about Venus's journeys. All right, but basically, Spica in Virgo is like the harvester. So with Venus in Spica, or close to Spica, it's talking about karma or harvesting. Whatever you reap, you sow. Harvest time, solar mythology. The solarmythology.com. A star in the shoulder of the Virgin Mary was a traditional symbol in all art prior to the 1600s. Now remember 1600s, and that's when they gave you the 1611 Bible, the King James Bible, who's really a Bible really meant for these people that are in this captivity that's coming out now in 2019, 400 years later from 1619. And this is what I was just talking about the serpent. That's why I'm trying to tell you it's all one. You may see it differently, but it's all one. The stars arrive from the star Spica, which is the brightest star in the constellation Virgo. Spica is Latin for ear of wheat, which Virgo holds in her hand. But again, the wheat came from the harvesting. And it says Spica the wheat sheaf. But if you understand biblically, is what I'm trying to tell you, Venus is the divine feminine, and that wheat she's coming to get are her real people. Same thing I'm preaching. You would just have to know a little bit of history and stuff like that. But that's what I sent out today. That's why I know this is synchronicity. But then they tell you that Spica is a whirling double star. So a lot of people don't even know that Spica is a double star. So in your Bible, it talks about Peter cutting off somebody's ear, and Spica is the ear of grain or the ear of wheat. It's the same thing. It's just written differently. And that's why I say I wish people took more seriously the prophecy, the 400-year prophecy that Abraham gave to that God gave Abraham, Genesis 15. Because even here, this is talking about the 1600s, about Spica. All right. Well, the 1600s is when 1611 they gave you the King James Bible, but it's specifically for those people that were slaves in the country. Later on, they got that Bible. And then 1619 was when they went into slavery, according to and that started the 400-year prophecy, which is over next year. So that's why I'm telling people, when I'm telling you all about the Spica, the ear, the harvesting. If you did evil to God's people, God's going to do evil to you, Matthew 25. This all ties in. So what we have so far is, without even beginning to read, which we're getting ready to do right now, but everything I did was necessary. That she's kind of being told karma's coming. And when you look at the universe, you kind of see it. Because you can't get past it. And I showed you how in all the ways, so I don't have to repeat myself in those areas. And that's why I wanted to make sure you had 3 charts, so you know it's coming from the universe, not from me. Now to look at your charts again. We're going to look at that Leo you asked about. Right now, the ascendant. Now, well, we already saw that. The black chart tells us that the moon is still close to Leo, in between Leo and Cancer. The white chart is saying that the moon is still in Leo. At 25 degrees. But either way, right now, we'll say that the ascendant of the white chart of the universe is in Leo. Leo and Aquarius is in the 7th house and they oppose each other. You're a Leo. Okay, Leo in the 5th house. Your Leo's in the 5th house and right now the universal 5th house. Wow. Sagittarius, both fire signs. And Jupiter's there too. Yeah, that's right. So it's a kind of lucky time for Leo. Because your Leo's in the 5th house, and right now in the 5th house of the universe is Jupiter, Sagittarius, the Sun, and then you do have, but you also got Mercury there, retrograde. You see, I can't make this up. Now remember, the Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and he just gave us an upside down card, his energy. And now Mercury is upside down or retrograde, backwards, whatever, however you want to say it in Gemini. So I'm always warning you, because even the Centaur, see, the Centaur has a spear. That's why we tell you about the Bible. That's why they say at the 9th hour and all that. Well, the 9th hour is the 9th house. They put Jesus on an astrological wheel. That's why they talk about the 6th hour, the 7th hour, and at the 9th hour. Because at the 9th hour, that's when he got stabbed with the sword by the Centaurian. And when you take that word sin, that's what they used to call the moon, was called sin. So that's a stabbing with the spear. And remember, I'm finally hearing these astrologers and these card readers and psychics out here on YouTube say what I used to say. When I'm doing your chart, I'm reading energy around you, but it's not always going to be you. You might have requested the reading, but it may still be about you. And I might be saying something and you say, well, that's not really me. That sounds more like, the guy I'm dating or whoever. But it's still your reading, so it's still going to be people around you. And that's why we tell you always take notes. And that's why when you hear these astrologers or whoever they are, they say if it resonates with you. And if it doesn't resonate with you or whatever, or they tell you if you don't like a general reading, get a specific one. That'll be more specifically. But generally, if you're listening really good and taking notes, like, if I'm talking about a bully, well, if you know the bully's not, you know who the bully is. Because I know a lot of readings I used to get when I was with my twin flame, but not with her, but going through hell with her. I knew that was her. I was like, that's nothing like my personality. That's more like her. So you still got a great time, a time of luck going on. But you also got that Centaur, which is the spear. But it is a good time for Leo energy. And it's funny because Mercury's retrograde while Leo's happy. And that's what you're kind of getting from your reading, because Mercury rules Gemini. That's why I did this the way I wanted to know what was going on above us. I didn't want to just do a card reading. Because that's why I say this is what you get when you go to these people on YouTube. They just give you a lot of information, but they're not showing you shit. And like, if you're immature, that's good enough because you're on some bubblegum astrology. But real people want to know what the hell are you talking about. So I'd be that guy in the back say, no, I don't know what you mean. No, I don't understand. See, I don't mind saying I'm stupid because that's how I learn. I'd be like, nah, I don't understand. Tell me. And a teacher could get frustrated with me because I'm not gonna let you just tell me anything. What are you talking about? That's why I made a lot of mistakes when I was younger in the 1980s, because I let all these idiots act like they knew what they were talking about when they didn't know shit, and I wasn't mature enough to ask them. But now, because I went through so much hell doing that, now I ask and I make sure I know what I'm talking about. And I'm easy. I'll say I don't know. And if you don't like it, I can't help you. But I'd rather say I don't know, even if you think I'm stupid. But I'd rather say I don't know than to tell you some bullshit and then fuck your life up like they did me back in the day. All right. So here we are. First reading. First question. All right. The card. Well, I want to take these cards. I'm putting them back in the deck. And then I will ask. I'm going downstairs because that's where everything is. And I'm going to take this question that I'm not going to ask now because I want to ask it directly to the archangels that are downstairs. And then I'll repeat whatever happens when I come back up here. And I'm putting this on pause. All right. How does one sign know about the other sign? Now, she knows what those signs are. And I may allude to them, but I'm just not going to mention them. But she knows what the signs are. How does the one sign know about the other sign? I asked the archangels downstairs. We're back. First star, Samuel, the Taurus. Uh-oh. And we are dealing with Taurus energy here. Beloved one, I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. So before I say anything, let's continue. Next card. Raguel, Sagittarius. We were just talking about that. Claire, Sentience. And that's extrasensory perceptive gift. Notice your recurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. Next card. Gentleness, which is Sandalphon. Gentleness. He's playing gentle music. Be very gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. And that the gentle card is almost the same color as the Samuel card, the Taurus card, the Pisces and Taurus card. Next card, Raphael. Angel therapy. Give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take your burden. And he comes right after Sandalphon and the green. See, that's why I say we have to be careful because we can mess our health up. Because like I said, with my soulmate, she's younger, and she's still in that player frame of mind. So she thinks she's gonna be a player. She can do whatever she wants, but she's thinking, oh, if you want to be with me, you're gonna have to. And I'm like, whoa, that's a little arrogant. You know, first we say hello. I didn't even really get your name yet, and you're already trying to tell me what I'm going to do. So you got the wrong idea. You might got the right idea, but the wrong guy. So now she's going crazy because now she's realizing she separated something that may have been great for her. I mean, it's on the chart. I'm not saying I'm great for her. We could have been great for each other, but my point is, why destroy it and it never got started? So now she's driving herself crazy, and then I'm out sick. So now she's going crazy. Well, I see him again, and blah, 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 blah. But that could have been avoided by her not trying to control everything. So she's making herself sick because of it. Now, Samuel was telling you he's trying to help you with the spiritual soulmate. And you say, how does the Leo know about my connection to the Gemini? So you got to remember, that was the question. Because if you read the card by Raguel, you immediately would think, you would immediately think that they're talking about her. But you got to remember what the question was. So the question was, how does he know about him? Because they're telling him. Spirit. Well, you really don't know who's, because when I don't do readings, but I listen on YouTube. So when I hear readings about Leo and they're talking about my soulmate, she's also doing readings because they tell me other readers have also said that she's doing readings about me. So they're all using spirit or divine guidance. And that's all that really is. Any communication with the spirit realm is extrasensory perception. So either they're telling him, or he's seeking himself and finding out. And then both Sandalphon, Pisces, and Raphael, which is every zodiac sign, they're both telling you to get away from the worrying. And that's the second time Raphael has appeared. The first time he said breathe. So it's like when they say, oh, what a tangled web we weave when we try to deceive. So that's kind of like the theme they're all given in this reading. And they're showing you right now in the universe itself. The universe, like I said, didn't we talk about that? Venus retrograde. We also talked about Scorpio, that a lot of stuff that is hidden is now coming out. And that's, like I said, that's how karma begins. Because, oh, you did this, so now this is going to happen or whatever. So that's the answer to your first question. So let's change it a little bit so we can make sure a nice clear question and get a nice clear answer. And I'll be back with their answers. Now there's a particular Archangel card standing guard for some reason. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if that has anything to do with you or me, because I am in a different room with the cards, but I'll find out at the end. If that card doesn't choose to come up with any of these questions, then I'm going to pull it at the end and see who it is and what they're saying. Alright. The question is, please inform us if that person has ever confronted the other person about their connection, these two connections. First card, comfort. Azrael, Capricorn. I am with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. Now, on the chart to the left, the black chart, I don't believe Capricorn's on the chart at that time of the chart, which is 9:22 a.m. and 40 seconds. Now, in her chart, Capricorn, is in the 10th house, which represents career. Now, in the chart in the middle, which is the most recent space chart, while this card reading is being conducted, 6th house, right? Let's do it again. Yep, in the 6th house, and that's where you got everything, everything is in the 6th house, but that's Virgo energy. And remember, right now Venus is in Spica for harvesting, and Capricorn can mean karma, or with Saturn's there too. And then the vertex is there with Lilith retrograde, which means some internal stuff possibly related to the home. Pluto's there for transformation. And then Vesta is there. Remember, it's Vesta works with Venus. But Vesta is kind of like a priestess, but she deals with the home as well. So Saturn is there as well. So the energy is Virgo or Saturn for the most part. There is some karma there, but there's also some transformation. I'm just looking things over. Like I said, that cross, that vertex can mean some type of significant event, significant meeting, significant breakup, significant event. And we have to remember that Azrael is one of the cards that fell out before, of the three. Azrael fell out with Uranus, which means something sudden. So the connection could be something home. You know, only you know, the guy. You know your situation with the guy as far as what connection to the word home that would have. But let's see what other card. Another card was pulled. 3 cards total were pulled. This is the second card of 3 pulled. Raziel with the dove. Leo energy, spiritual understanding. I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols to help you understand spiritual truths. All right, give me a moment. See, whenever you do these cards, you just got to remember what the question is. Because it's just a tendency you want to read what the card says, but the card is answering your question. And that's a Leo card. So you're asking, please inform if he has ever or will connect about the connection. And they're basically saying, yeah, he's going to have spiritual understanding. And they told you previously why. Because they're going to tell him. And remember, Sagittarius and Leo are both fire signs. See, this is why I love her so much, because she knows astrology don't lie. Now, this is Leo and Sagittarius working together. And what did I just show y'all in the 5th house? Sagittarius and Leo working together. It's both sun signs. I just got finished saying that. All right. So that's why I said I have to do what I have to do, because people be so silly that even though I come out here every day and prove this stuff unbelievably, they continue to be stupid. But they want me to play this game, and I refuse. I'm not a third dimensional person. I would never want to be dumbed down. I'm way higher than some third dimensional. So I'm sorry if that offends people, but maybe you should be more offended that you allow yourself to be dumbed down, that you want bubblegum astrology, which is a bunch of crap, instead of getting real astrology so that you can find out what's going on. Because see, me, if I saw, like if I was an army general and I was about to carry something out and I was getting this reading, I would change my strategy, me personally. But each person can do whatever they want to, but that's why you get astrology, so that you can get the wisdom necessary from the universe to help you move forward. So right now, this is something going on with the fire signs that is saying, like I said, right now, Leo can do no wrong in astrology right now. He's blessed. His 5th house is blessed. Jupiter, Sagittarius, Leo is blessed right now. That's just the way it is. I mean, I just did a reading, and I'm a Leo. My sun sign is Leo. And they basically, I think I got the Wheel of Fortune. And they said to me, you're going to have some good luck right now. And you didn't do anything to deserve it. Just accept it. So that's kind of like what this reading is saying. That's why I say, you notice I didn't rush it. Because people get mad at me. But that's because I know not to rush. That's why when you watch The Karate Kid, I always thought it was a great movie. The first one, because he had that boy cleaning everything. And that boy was furious. I came here to learn the martial arts, and you got me cleaning your freaking toilet and stuff. But at the end of it, he did learn. So, patience. Third and final card to answer this question. Crystal clear intentions. Be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. So Michael, the Archangel, is kind of warning you or encouraging you to be clear, focused, unwavering, and have such intentions. Clear intentions, unwavering intentions, focused intentions. All right, so your question 3, we're not going to ask we're not going to ask that one just yet. All right. So we're not gonna do the third question yet. We are gonna do it, but not yet. We're gonna go to question 4, and I'll be right back with their answers. Okay, so in question 4, she wanted the archangels to tell them basically about the ways of this person. And the archangels always understand the nature of the question. I just try to write it in a way that's kind of clear and give it's open so that they can be as open as they want to be. First card, wow, moon cycles. And remember, it was just a Gemini full moon, just like I said. It's crazy. This is Hanael. So the Dove cards came up again. So now I want to go back to Raziel. Your spiritual understanding. Dove card. Now Haniel, who is the high priestess, Haniel, moon cycles, dove card. And remember, she's like the mother as well. Notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations, and capitalize upon these cycles. So it's almost like she's telling you that that full moon actually opened up a new situation between you and this energy that you're asking about. And so far, it looks like the sun is backing up the other guy, and the moon is backing up this guy that you're asking about in question number 4. Next card. And he shows up again, Raziel. I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. But he's not talking about your sight. If you're going by the reading, he's backing up the Leo energy. Just like I said, you got like a battle going on, like between the sun, the moon, and the sun. The moon being more motherly in energy, more kind of more feminine, or can be mysterious, internal. Because even Libra, even Jophiel came out with him, and I know for a fact Jophiel, you would think she was quiet. You would think Jophiel was very shy and very quiet, but she's not. She's like hilariously funny. And then you got the moon, or the energy being financed by the sun, the ego, the masculine. He'll punch you in the face. He'll find out about the guy and punch him in the face. And the Leo is being helped by extrasensory perceptive powers. Whether he's getting readings on his own, or they're just telling him. But he's definitely got extrasensory perceptive gifts on his side, so I would tell you to be careful. And the Gemini, well, again, counselor. This is Azrael again, Capricorn. You're a natural counselor, and many people benefit from your guidance and resonance. So I'm starting to feel that the gentleman you asked about in question number 4 is somehow connected to this Capricornian energy somewhat as well. And I want to tell you why I'm saying that. That was one of the cards that fell out early. And it said loved ones from heaven. That card fell out by itself with Raphael and Uriel. Then when you asked about the one guy knowing about this guy, from question number 4, Azrael fell out again about comfort your heart. When he fell out as a Gemini card, he said, oh, compassion. See, he sounds a little bit more like the nurturing mommy a little bit. Not saying that's his full personality, but it's definitely an element of his personality. And the nurturing mommy. Compassion, counselor, Capricornian, in that sense. In that sense. Not saying he's the full Capricornian energy, but he's still, in this particular reading, he's connected to Capricornian energy. Dead loved ones, the mommy, comfort, compassion. All right, so now, like I said, I wrote it just a little bit differently, trying to make it as clear for them to answer. Now, this one I'm going to read in question number 5. I'm going to totally read out. I'm going to read it before you, and I'm going to read it again before the Archangels downstairs. If the Gemini is like the Scorpio sign, please tell us how. And I'll be back with their answers. All right, now the second card that I pull in this particular question, to answer this particular question, is the card that was standing guard. If Gemini is like the Scorpio sign, please tell us how. First card, and it's Uriel, brilliant idea. Yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea into fruition. So it's Uriel, which is Uranus, but right now it's retrograde, and anything can happen. And we already discussed that. So all you have to do is look at your both of your charts. You ask how the Gemini was like the Scorpio. On your chart, Uranus retrograde, because that's the answer. That's the first card. Uranus is retrograde, meaning anything could happen, especially with your chart. See, that's your 8th house of stalking, like you asked that question. Trying to find out information, investigating, doubting suspicions, yada 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 yada, and on and on and on and on and on. And if you look at your Uranus retrograde, it's still going to take you right to what we're talking about, Taurus and Aries. Ninth house is ruled by Sagittarius, but it's Aries. And we already told you about Sagittarius energy and Leo energy right now, fire signs. All those are fire signs. Aries, fire sign, Sagittarius. And it's almost like kind of like a war between the fire signs, which have this divine help right now, and then Aries and Sagittarius, the chart on the left, and I mean the chart in the middle, Aries and Sagittarius in the 9th house, but right in that 10th house is Taurus and Capricorn. But right now they're kind of comparing him to Capricorn energy, and then you are a Taurus. But it's still like something that could possibly, I'm not saying that it will, but the possibility of some type of Uranus retrograde explosion, anything can happen out of nowhere, or people just change on you. Quiet person becomes vocal. Vocal person becomes quiet. And it's kind of like if you're dating somebody who you've never seen them blow up, and you almost think it's impossible. Oh, I've never seen it. They've never. And then all of a sudden you see that side of the person. Could almost scare you a little bit. But that with that Uranus energy, that's what they're telling you. And that's how the cards fell out. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's how the cards fell out. Those 3 cards. Actually, the 2 cards when I first opened the box, and then the other 3 just, well, the other 3 came out while I was shuffling. So I think when you see Raphael in these readings, that's him. That's primarily that Gemini energy telling you to think. Think. Because Azrael came out, Raphael came out, Uriel came out. Now this was a card that was standing guard. And he really is standing guard if you look at it. And he's got his horn, or he's blowing his horn. Sandalphon. I never knew that. I never knew that he was blowing a horn on this card. I just would look at the card. Standing, Sandalphon standing. Archangel Sandalphon, your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. And this is the victory card. Now, you ask yourself, has a Pisces card shown up earlier in this reading? Yep. When you ask about how the one person knew about your connection to this person. Because it came out when you asked how the one person knew about the other person. And Raguel said because we're telling him, or he's got some, he's connected to divine guidance. See, Sandalphon represents the spirituality or divine. It's the 12th house. And it told you to be gentle. Surround yourself with gentle people at this time. So I think Sandalphon is kind of warning you to watch how you conduct yourself. And then Raphael said, trust the archangels and will help you. Because Sandalphon was just standing guard. So before he told you to be gentle, I'm adding be careful and gentle. Because whenever somebody's standing or they're standing at their guard, they got their guard up. And he just came out again after Uranus explosive. This is an interesting read. Because if I'm not mistaken, it was almost like the other one would be the more aggressor. But in this particular read, they're kind of like saying, no, that other guy, the Gemini energy, could wig out on you as well. And Scorpio and Pisces are water signs, just so you know. Uranus is called the fire of God, but Uranus rules, planet Uranus rules Aquarius, which is a air sign. A lot of people think it's a water sign, but it's an air sign. Next card, Samuel shows up again. Career transition. Your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. All right. And that's Taurus energy. And ironically, in the 10th house, career sector, in the house on the left, you see Juno there, which is adultery or fooling around on somebody you're supposed to be in a relationship with. Taurus is there, but Uranus is right there. And Uranus is at the karmic degree of 29. And they just told you about Uranus. And then Samuel was telling you about a career change, which that's your career sector, which that house is ruled by Capricorn. So if you've been listening to this reading, you see the connections. And we're learning. Sometimes you think it's the human. You think it's the human that's going to carry it out. But sometimes it's the spirit realm that does it. And that's what you should be learning from this reading. That is the fourth and final card for this question. Overcoming difficulties, Jeremiah, which is the Scorpio energy. The worst is now behind you, and you are surmounting any previous challenges. Now, how I get, because you asked, the question was, is it Gemini like the Scorpio sign? Please tell us how. And basically they answered telling you because he can flip out on you out of nowhere. Be careful. And he will change your situation. that's how he overcomes difficulties with that psychotic personality that I'm telling you about. So Pisces energy is trying to protect you, but here's the deal. You still got to use common sense, because Pisces can't help you when you ain't using common sense. So what I'm going to do right now, let's find you. Well, your Pisces is in your 12th house. And isn't it ironic that all you have is Pallas at 0 degrees in your 12th house. Nothing else. And now in the universe right now, in the 8th house is Pisces. See, that's really watery with Mars, very watery, and then Neptune. And see why that's not really good? And then you got Chiron retrograde, which means the healing ain't healed. But Neptune in Scorpio, it's like fantasy world. Neptune is an idealist. They call him a deceiver. Plus he's conjunct Mars. And Mars is going ready to kick ass. And Mars used to rule Scorpio, but now Mars rules Aries. But this is all aggression. And then Pisces in the 8th house, ruled by Scorpio. They're water signs. So this is watery emotions where anything could happen. Or like I said, Pisces is also a deceiver. Because Pisces can get caught up on how things should be. But that don't mean just because you feel that's how things should be, that that's how things are. Because Pisces gets ruled, deceived by Neptune. And then both Neptune, Scorpio, and Pisces all come into your dreams. Plus with Chiron retrograde, you're dealing with past wounds that haven't been healed. And then Mars is sending like angry or warlike energy into you. So the possibility of something blowing up in Pisces or Scorpio right now is high. So the 8th house right now could be somewhat aggressive and booming. And then when we look at your 8th house, you got Scorpio right there with Uranus retrograde, where anything could happen. And again, what we try to show you is what's in the universe. We're not saying it will definitely happen, but it's a possibility because that's what's in the universe. All right. So I think that, well, I know I still got the third question, but let me just see. All right, so she asked for guidance from the Archangels. That's the third question. We're going to ask that question. I'll be right back. Okay, so she asked Archangel for guidance. We're going to give you that now. Now, one of these cards, kind of like a piece of my clothing hit it, so it kind of spent. Now, that could be accidental or coincidental, but we'll try to assume that it's a part of the reading. And also the final card, wasn't sure if it really wanted to come or not, but it seemed like I should bring it, so I did. Remember who you are is Michael. You are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved. Because sometimes we, as humans, we just see things from our own perspective. Like you might be a wonderful person, but you've never had like a relationship. When I say you, it could be anybody. So you just don't assume you could ever be in a real relationship. So you don't even look for it no more. You just figure, well, what am I getting out of this and blah, blah, blah. So Michael says go back to believing in yourself, believing in archangels, believing in spirit, and really believing in communication. But even when you're still going to have ups and downs with people. So it's never like the relationship's going to be perfect. So you got to get used to that. That the person is going to fail you, let you down, hurt you. That's part of the relationship in third dimensional. But Michael's trying to say get back to the point where we love ourselves so much that we don't get caught up on relationships that could hurt us. Because like I said, even if you're balling, like say you're making good money or whatever, but if somebody kills you, you won't be around to enjoy it. So we always got to think wisely. But if we really love ourselves, we try not to put ourselves in any situation where we could be abused or hurt or taken advantage of. So that's kind of what he's advising. And again, this is always called angel guidance. Each person has to make their own decision. Next card. This guy, he's kind of agreeing with your friend, the Gemini. He has a connection to the moon, but that's how it is right now in astrology. Because Gabriel is a moon sign. He's basically telling you leadership. It's time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. But Gabriel's dropping his horn. Ironically, Sandalphon was blowing his horn, but Gabriel's dropping his trumpet. So Gabriel's telling you, don't judge, or don't use your position to like bully somebody. Because see, that's what my soulmate tried to do to me. She basically tried to bully me, and when she did that, she separated us for eons. See, it took a long time for us to meet, and then when we met, just a few words from her threw us back into thousands of years separation that we're still trying to get back. So Gabriel's saying, watch that. Has to lovingly guide others, and that's why Gemini was saying be compassionate. So these are both the moon, because Haniel, Gabriel, they both connect to the moon, and the Gemini, they all said that. They all made that. He doesn't feel like you're as compassionate with him as you could be. And that's interesting how you have Michael and Gabriel, the two angels of the Bible. And just for you Bible people out there, everybody says Michael is an archangel, but Gabriel is not. That's not true, because when you go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, they talk about that archangel's trumpet voice. Everybody knows it's Gabriel that has the trumpet of God, not Michael. Nowhere in the Bible does Michael have a trumpet. It's Gabriel that has the trumpet of God. Therefore, if it's the trump voice of God with an archangel's voice, that would have to be Gabriel, not Michael. All right, let's continue. Next card. Raziel says, take back your power. Use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. And I think what they're telling you, because based on every card Raziel or the Leo said, it's basically he's saying if you're going to be with him, be with him. Well, that's what he means by take back your power. In other words, really take it back. Because you wouldn't really be taking it back if you're playing games. He's like, take back your power. Use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. And that goes back to what Michael said earlier. You got to be focused if that's what you want, and really be down with your intention. Now, this was a card that my clothing hit, I believe. But I wouldn't have picked this card had not my clothing hit it. See, I got what's called a do-rag on, but mine is real long. That you tie it up behind your head, but I always wear mine like locks hanging down, and that somehow swung and hit the card and spent it around. So that could all be part of this message or a strange coincidence. Either way, here it goes. And remember, this whole reading started off with stuff falling and stuff coming out of place. So here it goes. Wow. Indigo and crystal children. Now this is why I know this wasn't a coincidence, because Virgo has not shown up this whole reading. Metatron has not shown up this whole reading. Indigo and crystal children, you have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. And I know that's got to be the Gemini, because he's the compassionate one, he's the sensitive one. And they're just crystal children. Like this card don't make you cry, because that's exactly how my twin used to look at me, with those eyes. Almost could make you cry. So they really need love. They need you to listen. They need that compassion. And they would open right up. But you have to be mature enough for that. Because most people are not emotionally mature. But if you've been hurt before, you may not be trying to do that no more. That's why I wasn't trying to carry nobody else on my back. And I'm still not. I've done that too many times, been hurt too many times. I'm not ready for that. So if you're a female, you're like, listen, all a man can do for me now is pay my bills. And you can't blame them if they've been hurt, because they're hurt too. So what this reading is telling her also to try to get healing for yourself, because until you get healing for yourself and learn to love yourself, you're not going to look at another guy and want to love him, because you already know he's going to fail you. So you're looking at, what can I get from him? So this Gemini, remember, Virgo rules Mercury. Mercury rules, I'm sorry, let me do it again. Mercury rules Virgo and Gemini. So Metatron is a Virgo, but he's also ruled by Mercury. So this is still, they're telling you that the Gemini in your life is probably an indigo child or a crystal child. So these are unique people that are here on planet. Like I'm a Earth, you could call me an Earth angel, but I'm more like a Mer. I'm not from planet Earth. Like this whole stuff is foreign to me. I see planet Earth as a planet that needs people like me and other Earth angels to help it. Because if it wasn't for us teaching love and the spirituality, this planet would be more and more closer to savages. And they can get mad when I say that, but it's still true. And the fact that they get mad and want to kill you proves my point. Like, well, this is the planet that killed Jesus Christ. What did Jesus Christ ever do to anybody that they did that terrible stuff to him? This is the planet where they beat up their own kids and kill their own kids. They're actual kids, not stepchildren. They're actual kids. I don't know if that goes on anywhere else in the universe. There's a man out here named Shaka Amos, and he basically said, "You humans act like animals." He said, "I apologize. I'm making the animals look bad." So these are facts. So don't mistreat a poor indigo, because basically they're just looking for love. Not saying they're perfect. They got flaws like everybody else, but indigos are very special people that are just genuinely looking for love. And that's Archangel Metatron. The two archangels, Sandalphon and Metatron, were humans. They weren't always angels. That's why they don't have L at the end of their names. Every other archangel has L, E-L at the end of their names, but not Metatron or Enoch. And they say one is a Metatron or Sandalphon. One is a prophet Elijah, they say, and one is a prophet Enoch. Now, I don't know if that's true, but that's what they say. And both Gabriel and Metatron take up for the indigo children and the crystal children. So you want to be aware of that. Next card. Teaching and learning. Say, Kyle, keep an open mind and learn new ideas and teach these ideas to others. So this is the Gemini still telling you he wants to be with you. Final card, which I wasn't sure when to come or not, but I did bring it. Prosperity. Ariel. Your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. Now, why did that happen with Ariel? Well, let's just see if she showed up anywhere else in your reading today. So notice it was this particular question that two cards appeared that never appeared in this entire reading: Metatron and Ariel. They both had a special message. Metatron said, "Hey, he's an indigo child. He's a crystal child. He's special. Learn how to treat him correctly." And Ariel said, "Okay, Miss Money, you'll get yourself, if you get yourself right and trust the universe." But it says your needs will be, that's the main thing. Because you see prosperity, it's a beautiful card. Totally beautiful card. But that green she's got on is healing. Because everybody, if you got money problems, everybody needs healing from money problems. Your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition. So you got to start listening to that high priestess, Hanael, or the high priestess in the tarot card. You got to start listening to your higher self, your own intuition. And you have to manifest your dreams into reality, but your dreams have to be based on what your intuition is teaching you. So you have to come out of third dimensional. And then that's how but she makes sure she says your material needs are provided for. Because this card makes you think you're going to be balling in a lot of money. That could be true or not. But believe me, there is a lot of money out here on the stuff that people do out here on YouTube. Me, it's a little bit more challenging for me because I'm more honest with it. And I'm not going to talk to you like you're a baby. I'm going to talk to you like you're an adult if you're an adult. So I'm not really out here marketing. But for people that out here that are, talking to people a certain way and marketing, it is a lot of money to be made. So that's what she's kind of trying to. The more you get in touch with your intuition, the more the universe is going to bless you. But she's also telling you that shouldn't be the main thing on your mind. And what's sweet about this is Ariel. She's very aggressive. Ariel is the most aggressive warrior in the deck. Out of all the 15 archangels, nobody's more will cut your head off than Ariel. So I would say nobody's more pro-woman than Ariel. So that's what you got to understand what I'm trying to tell you. There's no card in the deck. There's no archangel in this oracle deck that Doreen Virtue put together that's more pro-woman than Ariel. But yet she came last and actually bowed down and basically told you, just work more on your intuition and work more on being more of a spirit person and not a material person. And also, she came basically, Michael tells you to love yourself, but he also told you got to stop the flip-flopping. You got to focus, and then you got to just be honest to what you're focusing on. Gabriel's telling you that love is possible, but you have to learn to love without judging. And that also means, well, what can this person do for me? Because, see, that's what my soulmate said. First off, she basically said, I'm not about no foolishness. Then second off, she basically said, spell my name right. But like everything she was saying was like, see, sometimes when a person is speaking to you, they're speaking to you a certain way. So somebody might say, oh, they didn't mean anything by that. But no, she knew who I was just like I knew who she was. So she was basically trying to tell me a couple of things. Don't come to me with no foolishness. And also, I'm somebody important. So don't misspell my name or don't bring no foolishness my way. So that's how I took it. Like, oh, you got to chill out. And then like, one of the guy she kind of is like her former boyfriend or whatever they got going on. Even he told me, he didn't know I was talking about her, but he definitely was talking about her. But he basically said, yeah, she's kind of bossy and blah blah blah, and just she's kind of like a player. So it's stuff I'd already seen, and plus with the readings I get, they say the same thing. Like I just go to listen to a Leo reading on YouTube, and I'll listen to like 4 or 5 different people reading for Leo, and they all basically say the same thing. So she is kind of like, kind of aggressive, and tries to bully people and stuff in her own way. So Gabriel saying don't do that. You gotta learn how to love, and you gotta stop being afraid, and you gotta give people a chance. And if they do mess up, you gotta learn how to communicate, as opposed, because it's just human nature to say, oh, I don't want to communicate, they hurt me, and now I'm gonna do this. But if you're in a relationship, you have to communicate, because there's no way the person's gonna know if you don't talk to them. And that's why I'm trying to get back, when I get back to my job, to try to get some type of communication going with this soulmate of mine, because she and I don't have communication either. Not saying I haven't tried. Like I can already tell she's gonna make it difficult, but it is what it is. And Raziel is telling you, whoever you choose, basically. But Raziel represents the Leo energy. And then Metatron is definitely coming for the Gemini, saying trying to help you. He's always going to be what he is because he's a Virgo. He's an indigo or crystal child or a sensitive child. So you have to get used to that. Because a lot of women don't like that. Like somebody said out here on YouTube, she said, you know what? Many, many years ago, women said, oh, we don't like these men. We need sensitive men. And they kept saying it. So the universe began to send them sensitive men. And once they got sensitive men, they were like, what the heck is this? This guy's all crying and junk and doing poetry. Oh, he's too soft for me. So, like, you can't make them happy. Like, they wanted a sensitive man, now they got him. Kyle, again, Gemini energy, still reaching out to you. The Leo energy is saying, be with me or make up your mind, whatever you're going to do, whatever. He's more power. Take back your power. Leo is more power. The Gemini is saying, hey, we, he's more compassionate. Hey, we, me and you, we. Oh, be more mindful of my feelings. Oh, be more fine. You need to love yourself. So the Gemini is more like the counselor, that Capricorn counselor. And then Ariel's saying, hey, listen, you got to learn how to trust in spirit. You've got to learn how to trust in your intuition, your higher self. And then you got to learn how to listen to your dreams, but only after you retrain your mind. Ariel is saying you have to retrain your mind. You have to trust more in your intuition. You got to start to believe in the universe and spirit. You got to learn how to train your intuition so that you can listen to your intuition when it's talking to you. Because like right now, if you're materialistic, your materialism ain't trying to hear what your intuition got to say. Because materialism wants to be paid. They want to have money. They want to go shopping. They want to enjoy life. They ain't trying to hear all that struggle shit. They're not trying to hear that intuition, trust, and patience and all that shit. So Ariel is saying first you got to retrain yourself to trust spirit, then grow with your intuition, and then when you begin to manifest your dreams in reality. But again, the key word she said was material needs. Because a lot of people, like I said, there is a lot of money out here for these readings and stuff. But she did say needs. That concludes this reading. I want to thank the angels. Thank God the Mother, God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit, God the Holy Ghost. And thank all the angels and incorporating ministering spirits, archangels, angels, ministering spirits, the angel of the Lord, which encamps around God's people, and the guardian angels. And if it's anyone I forgot, then please Jesus and the Holy Spirit intercede for me as my intercessors. And again, we got a lot of sales going on. You can check out the channel, and you can always contact me. I do have the service and price list, which I will be making a newer one for the 2019, but you can still get this one. And again, if you ever have any questions, the email is right there in the description box. And for people that just want to get started, that information is right in the description box. If you just want your natal chart done, we just need your month, day, and year of birth. Time of birth. If you don't have it, we can get it from the Archangels. The city, state, and country that you were born in, if not the USA, with that information. Make sure you write it out so that there will be no misunderstandings, because that information is pertinent for you to get the correct reading. So make sure you write it out so that there's no mistakes. And you can get started right now because it's right there in the description box. The PayPal email address is right there as well. And the readings are done usually very quickly, usually within 3 to 5 business days or sooner. And if you have any questions, again, the email is right there in the description box. And we do anything that's predictive astrology, numerology, your life purpose or your name based on your name at birth, on your birth certificate, and numerology, predictive astrology. So we basically do it all. Some people ask about their connection to certain planets. Some people be seeing certain type of orbs. All this is going to be connected to astrology. People ask us questions about the animals. It's still going to be connected to astrology, as above, so below. So any questions you have, anything about family connections, parents, sisters, siblings, brothers, in-laws, cousins, past boyfriends, girlfriends, past lives, we do all that. So it's just a matter of contacting us and getting started. And that's all I can think of. I'm a little tired now. So God bless.